Yo, what's going on? What's going on, good people, man? Listen, we are here again, man. As promised, man. I got my brother, my friend, you know what I'm saying, back here on the Most Definitely show. Man, we got some really good stuff we want to talk about today, man. I'm so excited to have this conversation. Let's make sure all our stuff is pulling up in the settings and everything so we can be good. Oh yeah. So we're coming up. So listen, y'all, stay tuned after this. We'll be right back. Yeah.
Most definitely.
Hello, want to get some Just Jesus wear? Head over to our website at justjesusclothing.com and pick up some Just Jesus wear. We have many things to choose from. We have clothes for men, clothes for women, and we have so much more on the way. I want to let you know that we're so thankful for the love and support you have shown our ministry. Thank you so much again. We love you and God bless you. JustJesusClothing.com.
What's going on? What's going on, good people, man? Listen, man, I'm excited about this show today, man. We got some excellent things we want to talk to you guys about. Man, I got my brother here again with me, man, Booker T. Fleming, man. He is here with me, man, and we are excited. You know what's so crazy is every time we get together, man, I see this guy, man, I just think like he about to bust out and write a song and then just make some stuff happen because he's a beast mode songwriter, man. Like, but man, what's going on, bro? How you doing, man?
Hit that applause.
That applause right there.
Yeah. Okay. Be seated. Be seated.
Oh man, but bro, what's going on with it though, man? How you doing, bro?
I'm okay, man. Before we get started, I do want to give a shout out, man. I buried my friend today, Jess Emery, my friend, man. So his family was really important to me, man. So dealing with that, man. But got to move on, keep pressing. So.
Oh, that's where you coming from, from burying him and everything.
Yeah.
Wow.
Pretty tough, man.
Tough
Pretty
deal.
tough.
Man, you know what's crazy is that you know what I'm saying? I think that this season, was it COVID related at all or anything?
No.
Oh, okay. Wow, bro. Man, you know what, man? You know, so shout out to him, you know what I'm saying? He's in heaven. Praise God for him, man. And you know what I'm saying? How old was he?
I think he just turned 30, I think.
30.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, how did he pass? Was it
just some things he was dealing with, some battling with, man, so
battling some things?
yeah.
Wow, dang, okay. Wow, well listen, you guys, you know what I mean? Praise God for him, his life, and then, you know, also, you know, we pray that, you know, for his family, condolences and everything like that. And so praise God for him. You know, I just really believe that, like, you know, life is moving fast, bro. It's crazy. Not only, you know what I'm saying, just in our communities from, you know, just things that happen, but also like what our topic is we want to talk about today, black stigmas. And you know, bro, when you called me with this topic, we was thinking about like what we was gonna talk about. When you ran this past me, bro, I didn't know, as a Christian man, I did not know like how to tackle this. I'm like, what am I gonna say? You know, it's like oh snaps, because you know, as a Christian, I'm kind of like sometimes it's hard for me to talk about certain things and turn like the naked eye. You know what I'm saying? Like I see it, but I don't say nothing about it because I think I should just be quiet about it. Yeah. But what gave you the idea though, like, you know, to talk about like, you know, black stigmas and, you know, and things of that nature, you know, just in general, you know, from like you just put on here, you got jobs, interacting with whites, all of these things, police brutality, you know what I'm saying? So there's so much that we want to cover, but like what, you know, gave you that idea, or what have you dealt with personally that you can say?
Well, man, I mean, it's a big topic. I mean, 2021, I mean, dealing with all the stuff that's happened with the police brutality and just in general, it's just a big topic, man. I think that it's something that we need to talk about. And so we were running through ideas. I was like, man, this would be a good topic for us to talk about, man, because the African-American man is being attacked more than any other person or being on this planet.
You're right, bro.
So it's going to be a good conversation today, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
It will be.
You know, you're right, bro. You know, I was thinking about this too, man. Like, So I went online, man, did some research, you know what I'm saying? And I was beginning to see, like, you know, of course, like, you know, we've talked about slavery, we talked about those things. But I found out something that was very, very interesting.
Okay.
In our society, you know, let's just look at the sports, for example, you know what I'm saying? I found out, bro, that like 47% of the NFL, well, actually 57.2 of the NFL is all, it's more majority blacks than it is any other race. And what's wild, bro, there are no CEO owners. It's all based on performance. You know what I'm saying? And you know what really, really, really made me think about that? I was researching, I found out, bro, that back in the day, you know, we were forced to perform for the entertainment of other people. So it's kind of like in our roots to perform. You know what I'm saying?
They say it's modern day slavery.
Yeah, you get what I'm saying? It's interesting, bro. And you know what was crazy was when I thought about it, I said, wow, we were taught even in the 1500s back then that performance is what we do. So it's no shock that we're gifted in all athletic fields. You know what I'm saying? Because we were trained in it, bro. When you hear that and think about that, man, like what do you think when you hear that, bro? Like that's, to me, man, that's shocking. It's terrible. It's true, but you know, it's shocking, man. So what do you think when you hear that, bro?
Well, man, that's kind of funny you brought that up, man. I went to the Chiefs games last week against the Browns, and me and my brother had a conversation about that, because you have a group of majority African Americans, and before you get to the to be on the team, they're checking your height, your weight, how fast you are, your length of your arms, just like they did when they were bidding you in slavery. They take you up and put you on a platform, and they would bid on you based upon how strong you were. And so it's just like that today. But I asked my brother, because I went with my twin, I said, man, I know they say it's like modern day slavery, but because you got, and the funny thing is, all black players on the field, but all white people in the audience.
It's
right?
crazy, bro. It's crazy.
So I'm like, shouldn't we be here watching ourselves? But I mean, I felt like an outsider at the game.
Man.
It was only a handful of black people at the game.
Yeah.
And it's like all these white people were here watching us do our thing, right? And then I was like, but we are getting, you know, they getting paid good. And my brother was like, bro, but what you don't understand is that they're only getting a small percentage.
Yeah.
Of what they're actually creating revenue for the white folks.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, you're right. Even though, like I said, this game right here will probably pay everybody's salary.
Exactly, bro. Exactly.
You know, so it's.
Yeah, it's sad, man. Like, you know, and it's crazy because I think, and for me, bro, I feel like as a Christian, you know, I'm supposed to, you know, now speak on certain issues and stuff like that. But, bro, when I went back and I did some research, bro, I found out some shocking things, man, that were taking place. Just how things are today, the reason that they are the way that they are. You know, I come to find out, you know, I did some studies. I was reading about the Emancipation Proclamation that Abraham Lincoln, when he freed those slaves. But I come to find out as I was studying, I think it was like 7 to 10 years later, slavery began again. So what the law that he passed was like, it was so shocking to me to see that he signed off on something saying like, okay, you guys are free, everything is cool. And then 10 years later, they found a way legally to pass laws to make slavery okay again. Now, I know people be like, yo, you talking about slavery, blah, 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 but we're moving forward because I think it's important, like, to build that foundation because we got some heavy topics that we want to, some heavy things that we want to talk about. But that's like our foundation there where we started, you know, when it comes to our relations, you know, dealing with our counterparts, when it comes to dealing with white people, when it comes to dealing with people in general. And a lot of what we've been through is rooted, you know what I'm saying, from when we were slaves. You get what I'm saying? And, you know, it builds, you know what I'm saying? It turns into other things. And like you said, they found the way, society has found a way to make it appealing. You know what I'm saying? You run fast, you can catch the ball. You know what I'm saying? They make it appealing. You know, let's dress it up, let's make it look nice. And, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. You know, like now, like you have people that are go into any type of sports just because it's a way out and stuff like that, because they can perform.
Right.
How do you feel, bro, about that? Like, you know what I'm saying, in general, that like we're looked at and seen as a performance, what I want to say, a performance type people, you know what I'm saying, rather than just with our intelligence, like Frederick Douglass, like they even in that time they had blacks that were intelligent. But so what did you think about that, bro?
I think it's sad that when you look at our race, I mean, because listen, if you look at different races, you would kind of, everybody has a stigma, right? If you see a Chinese man, you're thinking, oh, he's probably good at math, right?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Right. If you're Arab, you probably own a gas station somewhere, right?
Yeah.
If you're Mexican, you probably have 10 kit, whatever.
Yeah, that's how it is. It's true, though.
But for the black people, I saw one thing one day, and this dude pulled up next to this white dude, and he had a nice car in a white neighborhood, and he looked at him and said, he must do music.
Wow.
He must be a rapper.
You know, that's
like you
sad.
can't get successful outside of entertainment.
You see what I'm saying? That's so true, bro. It's ridiculous that it's like that too, you know? And you know, and I think that perception, it is something that we see. Like if you look now, like, and you know, bro, I've been watching interviews, been seeing some different things, and I see how like the entertainment business, man, became lucrative, very lucrative, off of performance, off of, you know, performance. Like I hear a lot of stories of people that are saying, black people in general, that, you know, they didn't get any monies for their royalty. I mean, for their music, their worth, anything. But you know what's funny to me, bro, is that, you know, like I said, like it's advertised in such a way where it's like, wow, I want that, because we can see it, it's on TV, we like, man, that's something I want. But then, you know, finding out the ins and outs of it is something that's like, it's sad, bro. You know, depression come from those things and all of that stuff. Bro, you brought something up, man, that I think that is very, very powerful. You talked about our school systems. Last night, bro, I went to go pick my daughter up from her football game. She told me, I'm not going to say the school. She said when she went to this school, they had everything, from the lights to the, what do you call it? The field was awesome. The stadium was awesome. They had the performance, everything down pat with dealing with all of the things that you run through, tear through, and everything like that. But her school didn't have all of these things that school had. Now, I believe it was most definitely predominantly in the area, you know what I'm saying, that was lucrative, you know, not to stray away from it, you know, a white area.
Right.
Now, I'm not racist. To those that are listening, I'm not racist at all, okay? So let's make that be known. I got black friends, I got white friends, I don't have no Chinese friends. I wish I did, because they cool as a mug. But she told me that it was really amazing that they had all of these things. And I started to think, like, when we was talking about these school systems, how, like, you know, that financial part is not there for us in certain things when it's dealing with education, certain books, certain whatever we need to move forward, right?
Yep.
So when you see these things, bro, like, and they're it's evident, man. Like how does it affect you? What does it do? You know what I mean, for you when you see these things, man?
Man, before I can answer that, I gotta kind of give you a history of me. Okay, let me just tell you this: that I was not raised in the inner city. Okay, I was raised in Tonganoxie, Kansas. Okay, for anybody who wants to know where that's at, Google it. It's just between Kansas City, Kansas, and Lawrence. So it's in the country. Okay, and I was raised. Me and my twin brother were the only African Americans in our graduating class, outside of this one girl named Aquisha, and she came my senior year. Okay, so 5th grade, all the way up until I graduated, I was really, me and my twin were the only black people. Okay, in this school.
Hold on, you said your twin?
Oh, a twin.
You got a twin?
Yeah, man.
I never knew that.
Everybody says that. Yeah, I got a twin. Yes.
Oh, snaps.
I'm the better looking one of the group. Don't put the laugh on it. It's not funny. It's true. It's true.
Oh man.
If he, if he sees it, he thinks he is, but that's just not true.
Oh man.
But yeah, I have a twin, and let me tell you this, Isaiah. Okay. There was just some things that I learned about my race of people that I didn't know of until I graduated and moved to the city. Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
Let me just give you a quick story. My grandfather comes from Arkansas, comes up here with a little bit of money. He gets a job at Certainty in Kansas City, Missouri. At that time, all of the black people worked the bottom jobs. They had the floor jobs, and all the white people had the upstairs jobs. And at a certain time, they had to bid for a job. Okay.
Wow.
And so my grandfather started bidding for the jobs upstairs, and the black people came to him and said, "Hey, Booker," his name's Booker too. He said, "Booker, don't you know that those jobs are for the white folk? What you doing? You don't bid for the upstairs jobs." My grandfather was like, "I'm gonna do what I want to do."
Yeah.
He kept bidding for it. Eventually, he got the job upstairs in the office. So every day he come to work, the black folks would be on the ground and he'd be walking upstairs to the office, and they call him all types of coon and all these other things like that, right?
Dang.
He saw that the Kansas City, Missouri was getting bad. Decided to take his money and build some things in Tonganoxie. Okay. Raised 5 girls in Tonganoxie. The oldest was my mother. When we were 5th grade, my mother decided to move us to Tonganoxie. We lived next door to my grandfather. Okay. So all I knew was really the country. Okay. Let me tell you something that happened once I was in this culture. First of all, what I noticed in the school system was if you were stupid, Isaiah, and you didn't get good grades, you could not get a female.
Meaning like just
The women didn't mess with you if you were stupid.
Are you serious, bro?
Yeah,
Like
let me
like
let me tell you this. If you were, I don't care how good you were at sports. I don't care how good you dressed. If you did not do your homework and the teacher called on you and you had no idea what it was, they would be like, "I ain't messing with you. You stupid." You had to be intelligent.
Yeah.
To get a female where I grew up.
Wow.
Okay. Listen, they didn't care about what you had. It was like the smart guys had the best looking women. Okay.
Wow.
Number 2, academics came before sports.
Yeah.
Okay. You were a student athlete. They emphasized the student before the athlete became. I remember one time, I was really good at sports, man. I was really good at football. And one day, it was a small town. The teacher came to my coach and said, "Hey, he's not doing his work. I don't think he's eligible to play." Bro, in like 3rd hour, we walking down the hallway, I got somebody on my back, grabbed my shirt.
Yeah.
And I'm like, "What the heck?" And it was my coach. Grabbed me in front of the principal, the vice principal, the teachers, and threw me in the office and said, "Get your work done."
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
Now the reason why I'm telling you this, Isaiah, is that when I moved to Kansas City, Missouri, it was a whole nother ball game.
Wow.
First and foremost, the females mess with you based upon what you look like on the outside appearance. Didn't really care if you got good grades or not. That wasn't the thing. You could have a 3rd grade reading level, but if you had nice shoes,
Yeah.
you got a female.
Wow.
Okay,
That's so true, bro.
the whole entire mindset, Isaiah, was different. And let me tell you one more thing, okay? Is that I had a friend who went to Central. I'm not going to mention his name, but we talk about this all the time.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be honest with you. This is when I became a hoe, okay? When I was 18.
That's it.
Listen, but don't judge me. Because I was sheltered.
Yeah.
I got to Kansas City, Missouri. I had a nice car. We were rolling in the car, man. Me and my friend Iran. Rolling the car. My friend says, "Hey, bro, pull over real quick. Pull over." And I'm like, "Bro, we in the middle of the street."
Yeah.
2 females are walking on the side of the street. Okay. He said, "Pull over." I'm like, "Dude, you can't pull over." And I was unaware.
Yeah.
He said, "Man, pull over." So I pulled over to these females. And I'm like, "You gonna just talk to them?" I'm like, I'm putting my head down. I roll down the window. And within like 30 seconds, they were in my car.
Wow.
By that night, I had two females in my car, and each one of them called their friend to for my homeboy. Right.
Yeah.
So we all had females, and I'm like, is this how things work in Kansas City, Missouri?
Wow.
Because
Wow.
all you had to do was have a car, nice shoes on. My friend said, man, just change your attire, man. Just get you some nice shoes, and you can have a female. And then I'd mess with this female, go into her home. Listen, these kids were up late at night, like 10, 11, and 12 o'clock at night. Hadn't ate. No schoolwork was being done.
Yeah.
Bro, and this was the mindset of the inner city that I was not aware of.
Yeah.
And it affects you, man, when that's the whole school system, the whole parenting, everything is so much different than when I was raised in the country, man.
Wow.
And I didn't understand it.
You see, that right there shows, you know what I'm saying, that there's different areas for different things. I did a study, man, was going back and I looked and I saw that Kansas and Missouri were actually slaved places, like where slaves were, you know what I'm saying? And it's so amazing to me to see just the roots of certain things. I heard Tyler Perry bought, didn't he buy some land and built movie, like his
Atlanta.
studio on it?
Mm-hmm.
And that was owned by it was owned by those who worked
It was like a plantation or something like
for
that.
slaves,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
You know, and what's so amazing, I think that, you know, when the history is actually, you know, shown, man, just to see like how our nation is, man, how it's corrupted, it's really built completely backwards. You know what I'm saying? I was doing some study and found out, like, of course, like talking about different schools, like even back in that time, you know, black men, you know, wasn't even really, you know what I'm saying, they didn't even build with skills. Like they didn't go to school to get skills. Like even at that time, they'll just go get a job as a meat cutter or as a butcher, you know what I'm saying?
Right,
and just go and, you know, do that. But that was even then, man. And I think our society has grown. I think what is done is that they just put a new suit on it and said, like, this is, you know what I'm saying, what it is. And like nobody likes to talk about modern day slavery. Nobody likes to talk about these issues. But truth be told, I think honestly there are still things that are happening that are affected, and it's so difficult because we don't want to say things. And even me, like, I'm careful at times. Like I have to be careful with what I say.
Isn't that sad though?
Yeah.
That we're in a culture now that you got to be so scared to say something and you don't offend this person, man. But real is real, man.
Yeah. It's a shame, bro. It's a shame. I think another thing too, man, like you was talking about, you shared too, you know what I'm saying, interacting with whites. Now for me, I think that, you know, as a Christian man, you know what I'm saying, like my biggest things that I've dealt with and I've encountered has been not because black and white issues. It's just been, I think, a dominance of power. I think one of the biggest things the enemy can use, our adversary Satan, he can use more than anything, you know what I'm saying, is the color of skin. And it's so easy for us to be divided as people, right? Because we see the color, you get what I'm saying, rather than, you know, the deeds. I think that's the biggest thing that Martin Luther King was stressing, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, the character of a person speaks louder than the color of a person. And I think that is what it boils down to. I think, and for me, looking out, seeing these different things, you know, interacting with whites, for me, my biggest struggle had been, you know, of course, I always felt like knowledgeable. They were more knowledgeable than I, based on how I was raised, like you said.
Wait a minute, stop.
Now that's real.
Okay.
But like you said, like even when you grew up in that environment, you were raised a certain way. But when you went here, there was a different atmosphere.
Where'd you grow up at?
I grew up here in Kansas City.
What school did you
know?
go to?
I went to Southeast. Well, my ninth grade I went to Southeast, but my middle school I went to a foreign language academy, and then middle school, high school. 1 year it was Van Horn, and then from there I went to Manu Tech, and I finished up my apprenticeship there. But I noticed something that where there's no knowledge, and like you said, there's no hand that's pushing you in the office saying, "Hey, you need to work, you know, first before trying to do these other things." I think that our society has grown lenient in that. You get what I'm saying? Like even here. So for me, interacting with whites, bro, was always so difficult because I always felt inferior, not because my what do you want to say? Not because of my the color of my skin, but just because of the environment I grew up in and wasn't knowledgeable. I guess that's the best way to say it. Didn't have the resources, and I'm not blaming it on that, but it's just in general saying like that society I grew up in, it taught me that if you wasn't knowledgeable in something, don't speak, don't say anything, and just let things happen and roll out the way that they're going. You know what I mean?
So let me ask you. I'm gonna take over, man. As
Okay,
a host.
yeah.
I'm gonna ask Kim some questions now.
Yeah.
Okay. So you said something that was pretty huge. Okay, because I think it's a mentality that a lot of people have. Now you said that you felt as if you were inferior to the white man.
Yeah.
And that he was more knowledgeable than you were.
Yeah, not just even in whites, but also in blacks too. You get what I'm saying? Not just whites, but blacks too. It's just the environment. I think that, like, for me, you know, it's not more so the race of black and white. It's the character. And then also the environment growing up in. My character, you know, was kind of affected because there were not seeds planted at an early age for me to be productive, right? Like, for example, if let's say we're in a room, you know what I'm saying, and they're asking a question to something someone else has been studying, but we haven't been studying it, right? You feel inferior to certain things because you feel like, okay, wow, you know, I'm not learning that. Okay. I should be learning that, right? You know what I'm saying? So
you just feel like your school sucked, basically.
Well, yeah, but okay. It goes back to what you were saying. When you came here to Kansas City, that environment wasn't like what you came from.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? And so with that being said, that just shows us that like our environments and the things that we're taught, where we're raised at, how it bleeds over into who we are. Hit slavery. All of that, we're rooted in that stuff. So our mindsets on certain things, we're not even knowing it, but it was born or it gave birth to in those areas, right? In slavery. Right?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay. And I get that. Let me ask you some questions. All right. Isaiah, you leave here after this podcast. You're on your way to Quit Trip. You get pulled over.
Yeah.
Are you nervous as a black man getting pulled over here in Belton?
No question. Everywhere I go. I don't care if it's a lady police officer.
Doesn't matter the color of his skin. If a brother got out the car, would you be more comfortable if a brother got out the car versus a white man?
Well, truth be told, when it deals with anything police, you know, automatically antennas go up. I think that's the first thing. But secondly, when it is a different color, like no lie, it does raise a higher awareness.
Why?
And I think the reason is because of the things we saw, the things we see, you know what I'm saying? Then also our society, black men that are dying behind the hands of, you know, authority, police officers and things like that. But personally for me, no matter if it's a black or white police officer, my antennas automatically go up. You know what I mean?
Okay, how many times have you gotten pulled over?
In my life?
In your lifetime.
Just being pulled over, man. Like I got pulled over. I'll say like I can recall like 2 or 3 times that I can. Yeah,
this brother's safe.
But listen. I got a car late in life.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So
okay, how many interactions have you had with the police in your entire life?
Now,
how old are you?
Well, I'm actually 34.
Okay.
So I've had multiple, right, you know, encounters with the police, but when it dealt with being pulled over, it's only been, you know, a couple that I can count on my one hand. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Have you ever had a bad experience where a police officer abused their authority or was just outright rude to you, mean to you? Have you ever had an experience like that?
You know, honestly, no, not like where they was like, hey, you know, get your hands up, you know what I'm saying, get out the car, you know, like most definitely God has graced me, you know, in those areas, but I've always felt the fear, you know, I always, and this is another thing, fear can lead you to react or respond in a certain way that you normally wouldn't when you're afraid of something, you know what I'm saying? So you'll have a different demeanor towards, you know, any authority when you feel afraid of that, you know what I'm saying?
How can... Here, let me just say this, and this is going to make some people mad.
Yeah, okay. He said, hey, you know what I'm saying? Hey.
Listen, I think differently, all right? I'm about to make some people mad. Now, Now, I hate to put my business out there. First and foremost, let me say this. I said something in the beginning. I said this is when I became a hoe. I'm no longer a hoe.
Okay, all right, praise
Let's
God.
put that out there.
Praise
I'm talking
God.
I was 18 years old, okay? I'm 33 years old now. I'm saved and I'm doing better in my life,
Hey.
okay? So let's put that out there.
God is good,
If
bro.
somebody just tuned me out and said, Booker's a hoe. Anyways, let's put this out there. I'm going to make somebody mad, man. But listen to this. Most African Americans that I know, or all of them, have never had a bad experience with a police officer. Okay? It's what they have seen on social media that they have put out
Yeah.
that causes us to be afraid. Now, I will tell you this. I don't do anything illegal. So when I get pulled over, right? Now, listen, I have driven on suspended license before because I'm, black. Well, listen, I have. But listen, when I was doing the right stuff, I'm going to tell you this. I've always had good experiences with police.
Yeah.
Now, they have abused their authority sometimes. And I'm going to tell you this. One time I got pulled out of the car and put in handcuffs just because they wanted to see if I had drugs on me. But listen, when I got pulled over and they put me in handcuffs, I just sat there and like,
yeah.
I just kind of was like, whatever. And then finally they didn't find anything. And they're like, yeah, blah, 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 blah. Oh, well, yeah, it was a miscommunication. And I could have acted a fool, like, let me get you. Then I could have acted, and it could have escalated, right? But because I was raised where I was raised and I was taught to respect authority, even if authority is going to do what they're going to do, I was just taught to be respectful. So I was like, oh, it's okay. Shook their hands and went on about my business. And I'm alive today.
Yeah.
Sometimes as a man, Isaiah, you're about 2?
Yeah, 6'1", 6'2".
6'1", 2". Okay. I look taller than him, but I'm not. Okay.
Yo,
I'm not.
Nah.
He put his chair down to match
I'm
me.
about to say Booker T short as a mother.
Don't put that out there.
He's short as a mother.
Don't put that out.
Oh man.
Don't put that out there.
Oh man.
Okay. Listen, I'm trying to date, brother.
I'm trying to date.
Don't put that out there.
Oh my God.
Well, first and foremost, I look bigger on screen than I am in person.
He about Kurt Franklin's height,
Bro,
y'all. You know
I'm taller than Kurt Franklin.
Oh man, he about Kurt Franklin height. Don't let him guys show up out there, y'all. Oh man,
Kurt Franklin like 5'2". I'm not 5'2".
Oh my
All
God,
right.
Booker T like 4'3".
Dude.
Booker T about 4'3".
Bro,
y'all.
that is so mean, man. Like, this is the last podcast I'm gonna do with this dude, man. I promise you. First and
my
foremost, okay. Anyways, listen.
man.
My point was, dang, he put that out there. My point is that this dude stands about 6'2".
Yeah.
All right, big dude, right? Most times when the cops pull him over, they're gonna be intimidated just because
of the height factor and
everything, right? They're just. But listen, as a man, you know what I mean? I got broad shoulders, you know what I'm saying? And but neither one of us are people that you just kind of want to just pull up on and mess with.
Yeah.
But sometimes you just got to lay your pride aside.
Yeah.
Legitimately, like, just lay your pride aside. I know
good,
you're
bro.
tough. I know that you can fight. I know that, they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing, blah, blah, blah. But, bro, just, man, I'm making some people mad, man, because most people have been thinking, you can't do that. Cop. You can't ask me for my name.
Yeah.
You can't ask me for my ID. Here's my ID. My name is Booker Fleming, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Do what you need to do. Okay. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
out. Deuces. That's just me.
Yeah, and you know what? I as you was talking, I thought about something too. I think like there's a stigma as well that, like, of course, like you said, they'll see us and they're like, hey, this guy might have drugs, or this guy look like this guy. There's a stigma that's there too. You know what I'm saying? I think a lot of it comes from, just the society in large. Because you said something that was big, and like you said, a lot of people are gonna be mad, but I just want to be for real. But, we have to carry ourselves differently, too. We can't just be out in the streets, just, doing whatever. Because, the case is that, like, you know what, bro? I work overnights in Wyandotte. I don't know if anybody's watching that, but in Wyandotte, bro,
Okay.
there is a cop rolling up and down each street. No lie, bro. Every minute.
Okay.
Every single minute. And it was so crazy to me because I'm like, wow, there's areas, man, where people are just defiant. Like you said, sometimes we gotta lay that pride aside as well. I think that's a big one. I think, like, you know, there's a stigma there. You know what I'm saying? Where a lot of people are like, oh my God, you know what I'm saying? They're pulling me over. I'm black. I'm this. I'm that. Now I'm not taking sides. I'm just speaking facts. You know what I'm saying? Like, like it's just facts. You know what I'm saying? And you know, but yeah, but I have been pulled over. Don't get me wrong. I have. And you know, when I was pulled over, I was doing something wrong. You know what I'm saying? I think it was back in what? It was a couple years ago. I remember because I was with my wife. I didn't have my license.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And at this time,
You were
actually
on
no,
suspended license.
what was it? I think it was suspended.
Okay.
That's what it was because I didn't have no job at the time, and I was going somewhere, but at this time it wasn't my wife yet. We were dating. I think we was dating. No, was we together? I forgot. All I remember was, bro, they pulled us over, and you know what I'm saying? He could have by right, man, like took me in, but he just wrote me a ticket and said, you driving on suspended license, X, Y, and Z. You know what I'm saying? He did pull me out the car. They did search it. You know what I'm saying? But I think overall, though, that is a stigma. Like, you know, if you're black and you're driving, you know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong. Now, there are some who just want to start trouble based on what I've seen and read, not what I've experienced. You get what I'm saying?
And that's big.
Yeah.
Because that what that tells you is that they can make your reality, they can form your reality by what they show you.
Yeah.
And that's a problem.
It is, man.
Because man, listen, I'm not saying there's not bad cops out there because
There
I'm
is.
sure there is.
Just like there's bad ball players. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, you know what I'm saying? Like bad football players too.
I'm just saying, man, I've just experienced nothing but cops being like, man, okay, I'll give you a ticket. I'll give you a warning, man.
Yeah.
This sign here, man, it's not saying that you're guilty. I mean, I've just had.
But do you get afraid though? Like when you see those lights and they pull you over, like do you get like this rush of fear? I mean, even though you innocent, you got your license, you got everything, but do you still feel that fear? Like
When I have everything legit,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not afraid.
Wow, that's a blessing.
I'm not,
That's a
because
blessing.
when they
That's a
get out the
blessing.
car, I'd be like, man, you caught me. and then a lot of times they'd be like, yeah, man, you can't be driving like that. You know, like that's always been my experience. Now, when I don't have when my license was suspended, no insurance, or I know that I missed a court date, I might have a warrant. Yeah, I'm praying Jesus now.
Yeah.
Now Jesus, Jesus,
Hey, you know what I'm saying?
turn it around,
Help
Jesus.
me get up out of this situation. You know what I'm saying?
Help me. You ever been in jail?
Yes, bro. And you know what's wild? It was juvenile. When I was young, man, I was like, man, who was just scandalous in the Bible? That just was just acting all up. I was like, I think I got influenced by Saul when he was persecuting Christians because I was going to go steal from deaf clubs, like people that couldn't hear, and we'll break into their facilities and we'll steal money out of their
Bro.
little savings.
Let me get out of here, man. Where's my cell phone?
Hey, you know what I'm
I
saying?
don't even know who I'm sitting next to, man. This dude.
So look, I think I got a little splash of Paul, you know, so I was persecuting Christians because they was actually Christians, but we were actually like, bro, they'll lock the store up. I had this friend, right? Check this out. It was you know what's so great, man? The enemy, man, will find the right people for you to hang with. But check this out, bro. It was his mom's place. It was like for people that were deaf, right? They would come there, they would hang out, they, you know, learned sign language and everything, but they had this box that they'll stack money in. Bro, I gotta tell you this story before we move on. so
I don't think you should be sharing this.
so you know what I'm saying? His mom was white, his dad was black. So check this out. So what he did was, it's crazy, man, how the enemy sets you up with people, y'all. Listen. He sets you up with the craziest friends to get in trouble. So all I know, bro, is that somehow he got the key to the actual facility. So me being who I was a little bigger back in the day. What's up, Cole? Thanks for dropping on, bro. What's up, Will? Thanks for dropping on, y'all. But so me being bigger back in the day, what I did was you know what I'm saying, I would go, you know, I would kind of like use that as a factor, you know. Only on certain people I knew I can get out over with it on them. I couldn't do it on people I knew I couldn't, but on people I knew I could, I'll use it as a you know, a stamp. So check it out. So he gets the keys. We get into the we go finally when everybody leaves out. We go into the facility. We know where the box is with the money in it. So we get into the spot. You know what I'm saying? We open it up. There's some money in there. So I got all the money out and I was holding it. You know what I'm saying? I act like, you know, I was basically you know, what do you call it? I was gonna hold it, but I was basically stealing the money. I wasn't gonna give him the money. I remember, bro, I went to go buy me a DVD player from the pawn shop. I went and bought what was that? The movie, I love it still to this day, with LL Cool J in it with the sharks. What's the name of that movie? Deep Blue Sea. Have you seen that?
No, man.
Oh, okay, so hold on. I'm gonna get to the story. So we would steal the money. You get what I'm saying? And what's crazy was, and the reason I brought this up was because that was what happened, man. That's how I got involved with these youngsters, and then I got into some drama with that, and then I went to jail. It was a whole year. So, and in jail, bro, it was so hard. Then we went from jail, I went to a halfway house. Bro, that was the hardest time in my life, bro. I cried. I was away from my mom. We had to do visitations. So what we would do, bro, we would have to work to go home. You know, so we would have to do good in the facility. If we got in trouble, we would miss our visitation. We couldn't go home. It was so hard, bro. I mean, it was hard. So that was about a year and a half of my life. About a year in juvenile, then about another half. Yeah, bro. Yeah.
You deserve it.
Bro, it was hard, bro.
I hope somebody deaf beat you up tomorrow.
Oh my God. Hey, but you know what's crazy was like, bro, we was rebellious, bro. I was like, I can't believe we did that though. Like we had no heart, bro. Like, I mean, I don't like thinking back now, I couldn't even do that. It would hurt me, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, bro, you know what I'm saying?
Man, they laughing at you, man.
Yo,
it says I get favor, bro, but I get
pulled over because I'm black, but I get off because I don't act stupid and favor ain't fair. Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro. I agree, man. I think, yeah, you know, and yeah. So Will, let me ask you a question. Bro, do you still get the jitters when police pull up behind you and they, you know what I'm saying, or even if you get pulled over, do you still feel, do you feel fear? I know for me, there's times when I do, you know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, and even out here, it's crazy. The other day, like some police officers was wrong. I'm like, why are they rolling through these neighborhoods now? Like, it's like your antennas go up. You know what I'm saying? Like, hold on, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? This is a pretty cool area. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? So you be thinking about it. I never got nervous. Bro, you know what I'm saying? Praise God on that one, bro, man. That's a big thing.
Tell us why. Tell us why.
Why don't you get nervous, bro? Because to me, you know what I'm saying? Will, but hold on. You talking about you don't get nervous. Listen, Will tell your testimony, bro. Back in the day, would you got scared? Tell your testimony, you hopping out of trash cans, bro. Will, tell your testimony, bro. But nah, man, I think like, yeah, that's kind of like, you know, so yeah, I was in jail for about a year. You know what I'm saying? I'll say like a year total, you know, and kind of had like 6 months of halfway house. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Have you been?
Yeah, man, I was in jail with my church shoes on.
Yo, hold on.
No.
For what? Like
I got out of this is when I was like 19. I didn't know you had to pay tickets. I thought it was just a bill that you didn't have to pay.
Hey, me too.
Man, I was in Edwardsville. I got out of afternoon service, pulling out. Cop pulled up behind me, ran my license, came. This was kind of scandalous. Dang, because he came up to my door and said, "Okay, could you sign here? Sign here." Okay, I was like, "Cool." Yeah. He's like, "Okay, now I need you to step out the car." I'm like, "Oh, okay." Yeah. Says, "Yeah, you have a warrant because you didn't pay your tickets." I'm like, "You could go to jail for that." Dang. So I go to jail, man, with my church shoes on. These dudes looking at me like, "Man," he's like, "Man, let this win out. He got his church shoes on. He had church. Leave him alone."
Man, was you coming from church?
I was coming from church, man.
Wow,
And
bro, was this just recently?
no. This is back in the day, man.
Because I remember you did a Facebook post about, I think you was coming from church or they came into church on some COVID stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I remember that post.
Yeah.
I was like, that's crazy, man.
Yeah, but let me tell you this. Everybody in the jail was like, man, you about to get out, man. We done some hardcore stuff, man.
Yeah.
You gonna get out. Man, I stayed over like 2-3 days. Finally got to see the judge. They handcuffed us all together. I was still in my church shoes. They didn't even let me dress out, man. I was in my church shoes.
Yeah.
And they're like, man, you ought to get a slap on the wrist. They're going to let you out.
Uh-huh.
So they started reading everybody's charges next to me. I'm like, man, y'all done all this?
Uh-oh.
So I stood up. I'm like, oh, Booker driving on suspended license. How do you plead? I'm like, guilty. Judge is like, so what happened? I'm like, man, I just kind of forgot, man. I apologize.
Yeah.
He says, okay, I'm going to put you back in there. Maybe this will help you remember next time.
For real? Dang. So how long was you in there?
For a couple more days till my dad bailed me out.
Man, praise God, man. Praise God, man, for dads that hold it down.
Yeah.
Praise God for dads that hold it down. Yeah.
Pay your tickets.
And pay your tickets.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Oh, that's big, bro. I never got scared, not for sure why, even when I was younger. The same thing I said, Will, because when I was younger and I was stealing from out of these facilities money, it's weird. I wasn't afraid. Like, I didn't have no type of fear, you know what I'm saying? But I always had fear when it dealt with police. The reason being was because of what I seen. Mm-hmm. You know, I don't think if I would have never seen it or experienced something that, you know, was close to that, you know what I'm saying, I probably wouldn't even, you know, been tripping out.
Let
you
me
know?
ask you this, Isaiah. You're walking down the street tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Cop walks up to you randomly and says, hey, can I get your ID, please? What do you do?
Sure, give him the ID.
You don't ask questions? You don't.
No question. No, I'm not about to do that. I've seen too much stuff happening online. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the problem, I think, nowadays. Like, and people can say what they want, but I have to speak the truth. Like, if the police officer asks you for your ID, give it to him. Like, why get in an argument and get some stuff escalated, and then the enemy starts speaking to him, and then now there's going to be some exchange with harsh words, and we know that, what does God say about pride comes before a fall, mm-hmm. right? Like, some bad stuff is going to happen. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So I think for me personally, what I would do, I'll just give him the ID, and even if I knew I had warrants, mm-hmm. like, my life is more important than me holding my license. You know what I'm saying? My life is more valuable than giving him my license. Like, I don't care if the police officer is wrong for asking me, my life is still more important than that. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, so what would you do? You walking down the street, you know what I'm saying? Mr. Booker T, 4 inches, you know,
bro,
4 feet,
stop, bro.
4
Listen,
feet and 4 inches.
I'm 5'7", man. I'm 5'6" and a half. Moving more to the 5'7".
Oh man, but nah, what would you do though, bro? Like, you know what I'm saying?
I honestly, I would kind of like, okay, I'll give him my license. I'd be like, as I give him my license, everything okay, sir?
Yeah. Oh, that's
everything.
wisdom.
Is everything all right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just how I roll, man. You know
that's good though. That's good.
You know, another thing is, okay, how many kids do you have?
3.
15,
10, and 9.
What's the gender of your 15-year-old?
She's my girl, my baby girl.
Okay. You said 10?
And then 10 and 9, yo.
Is that boys?
And 2 boys, yo.
Okay. Now, my question to you as a father, mm-hmm. do you think it's okay to let your kids, do your kids dress like,
what, just loud and
promiscuous, like gangsters? Like, do you care about what your daughter wears when she goes to school? Are you mindful of it, or mm-hmm. and your sons about, like, do you want them to look like people who do drugs?
No, nah, you know, and that's the thing. It is weird because that's another thing too. I think that kind of got like involved, like that kind of like created, you know, a stigma for us, okay. Because we like our locks, you know what I'm saying? We like, you know what I'm saying? Certain, you know, style clothes. I think that became a great stigma. So now kids that are innocent, like Trayvon Martin, just mm-hmm. wearing his hoodie, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But I think that when I think about, you know, my daughter, for example, my daughter has locks, you know what I'm saying? And so you know, she loves football, so you know she might be coming from, you know, football game, and police officers might perceive. Let me tell you this. My daughter, bro, went to Dick's Sporting Goods. She loves the store. She loves sports, so she's just a fanatic. So she's in there picking her up some clothes, you know, getting some Nikes. You know how kids is today.
Right.
So she is in the store, and at this time she had her locks dyed pink.
Okay.
And she's putting all of this stuff in a basket, you know, so well over $300, $400 worth of clothes.
Okay.
So
They
and
didn't,
you
know,
know, but
they didn't know her daddy was Isaiah. Huh?
yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's like,
He had money.
but bro, but it's at Dick's Sporting Goods, so a shirt is like $60.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying? So it's like, so when my daughter was telling me this, it was like, I'm like, hold up, a shirt is like $60, a pant. Like if you gonna buy some Nike sweats, those mugs run about 60.
Yeah.
No question. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So she's in there, you know, getting her some clothes, you know, and I guess, bro, somebody perceived her as she was stealing. So they start following her around the store. Bro, she's 14 years old. She's getting her some school clothes, right? They're following her around the store. And so the thing is that, bro, they followed her so much to where she started getting nervous. So she called. She said, hey, Mom, she called Mom first. Mom, somebody's following me. Something's going on. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is weird. I feel she could feel that somebody was like, you know, watching her. You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, she's still doing her thing, going through the store and everything. Come to find out, bro, they called the police, right? Because they thought she was stealing something. Now, it got already escalated. So word got to me. So I'm driving up to Dick's to go and, you know, go pick my daughter up. While I get up there, bro, they have a police officer face this way in the car and then face this way in the car. And she's outside standing. 14 years old, bro. Like a child. And you already know they're aware of what's going on in social media more than we are.
Right.
They know what's going on with Trayvon Martin. They more aware of and more knowledgeable of what's going on in our society than we are because of their social media. You know what I'm saying? So I know she's aware and got that she feels that stigma. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm black. I'm standing here. I got pink hair. You know what I'm saying? Come to find out, bro, they perceived that she was stealing something from the store because they got some type of call or something it was. I have to get my wife to explain it even more deeper. But my point in this whole story is this, man. When we dress a certain way, because you asked the question about clothes, we dress a certain way. We walk a certain way. We put something in our basket, man. I think it's a shame. And what's wild is, I don't know if this is true. I could be wrong. But what if that was a white boy? You know? And I think that how we dress adds to the perception of what we see and what they see on TV.
Can I say
in the news.
Can I ask you something?
Yeah.
Is that a bad thing?
For kids, I think so. You know, even for us too, adults too, yes. You know what I'm saying? Like that it's a scary thing, because if you can be perceived that you are doing something wrong based on how you dress, like that's crazy. Like I did a in the word message, and you know, was talking about being younger, like never really being a popular kid in school. You know what I'm saying? It was crazy, and I was never invited to certain crowds. But like our society, man, has made it, you know, a thing to be popular about certain things. You know, sorry, bros, it's not dress, it's skin color. White kids dress like that, and it doesn't happen to them. You're absolutely right, Pastor Roman D. That's Pastor Roman D right there.
What church is he affiliated with?
Alive Church here in KC.
Okay.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Pastor Roman D. I totally agree. I've seen that too. I've seen it too, and you know, it's a shame, man. You know, and like my daughter though, she's, you know, I mean, she's light skinned. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, like,
Still black.
Yeah, she's still black. I'm just saying, like it's like, wow, you know what I'm saying? But you're absolutely right, Pastor Roman D. I agree.
Can I give you my point on this? And you guys might not agree with me on this. Is that the music and the entertainment world takes African Americans out of the hood, out of the ghetto.
Mm-hmm.
They give them some money to promote
The violence.
violence, sex,
Mm-hmm.
money, drugs, right? And so they dress a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
Our kids see that and they want to mimic them.
Yeah.
Okay. And so because the white people see the entertainment world promoting this type of lifestyle, they associate people who want to look like them as they must be doing the same thing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Now can I
That's
tell you
true.
something? Can I tell you something? As a human being,
Mm-hmm.
for me, even if I see you dressing a certain way, if I see your pants sagging,
Mm-hmm.
if I see you, no offense, but you got tats, but
Yeah,
the tats is it's not a bad thing. But if you have this whole entire look,
Mm-hmm.
then I'm going to perceive
Yeah.
that this is what you're doing. Now, it's just no difference between this. If you, and when you was in the world before you got married,
Mm-hmm.
okay, if you saw a woman, her booty out,
Mm-hmm.
her chest out, you gonna think she probably easy.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then when you approach her the way she's dressed, and then she's like, "Excuse me, I'm a lady," you're
Yeah.
thinking, "Well, but you're advertising something different."
Yeah, you're right, bro.
And as a human being,
That's
you're
good.
giving off a certain type of energy.
That's good, though, bro.
Don't sit there and be like, "Oh, I'm classy. I'm a lady. Why are you coming at me like this?" Your booty out.
That's good.
Your chest is out. You're telling me this is what type of attention that you want.
Mm.
Let's not pretend as if when you put on certain type of clothes that you're not trying to perceive a certain type of energy.
Come on, bro.
Let's just stop doing that.
That's good, man.
If I'm going to sag, if I'm going to wear a certain type of clothes, then I have to accept that certain people are going to perceive that I am somebody that
That's just
I'm not.
That's the way it is,
when
man.
when I dressed as when a lot of times I go out like this or I put a suit jacket on.
Mm-hmm.
People approach me and say, "Hey, are you a pastor?"
Wow.
And I'll be
Wow.
like, "Well, I used to be this and that." But based upon how I dressed,
Yeah.
how I carry myself is how people perceive me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now, if I dress in a suit, a lot of young people are like, "Hey, sir, hey, man," they respect me as such.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is that we're putting a lot of pointing fingers at the white man. Oh, like just because I'm dressed like this doesn't mean
Yeah.
I'm a drug dealer. Well, it doesn't mean that. But you're dressing like that and it's giving out that type of vibe.
Yeah.
My brother,
That's
pull
good,
your
bro.
pants up.
That's good, bro.
If you don't want them to look at you like that,
That's good.
then
That's good. And I agree with that. I think another thing is that it's always associated. You know what I'm saying? Anytime we look at any type of artist, any rappers nowadays that talk about things that, drug violence, gangs, sexuality, whatever it might be, it's associated, you know what I'm saying, with a certain look. And so like when they see that in the streets, that's something that it's just what it is, you know. And like you said, but like we were talking about earlier, it's so advertised now. It's like there's nowhere you can go now to say like, you know what, that's not, the look that, is that carries these certain things, like whether it's, like we was talking about drugs or violence, whatever it might be, you know what I'm saying? And that I think is so true, bro. It's how you carry yourself too. That's a big one.
And listen, and me dealing with it in the court systems and dealing and just being involved with just people know what they're doing.
Yeah.
If you take somebody that is
You're right,
have
bro.
a court date, and this court date's going to decide whether you spend 5-6 years behind bars, it's kind of a shame that the dude that was
Wow.
once sagging knows how to put down dress pants on
Yeah.
to show up to his court date, put a nice little shirt on,
Yeah.
because now he doesn't want to be perceived.
As that. You're right. You're right, bro. That's
So
good,
you
though.
know,
That's good.
So you know what you were doing.
You're right,
The
bro.
way you were dressing was a type of energy, but now you step into a courtroom.
You're right, bro. You're absolutely
Now,
right.
now get this. Now you want to put on a nice little and say, "Yes, sir. No, sir." Mm-hmm. Yeah. Hey, you want to talk like this, but
Bro, you're right. You're right, bro. I think that's another thing too. Like we know when to do certain things, and I think that goes back to, actually our discussion, we talked about when something does happen, like, you get stopped by the police officers, or, what I'm saying, or even if you go into a store, like even with my daughter, for example, just in there minding her own. Now, this is what made me kind of more aware about the situation and a little salty at the same time. I was like, you know what? I said, now she has to live with this experience. Of course, I'm grateful that she can see that it's important to be careful when you go to certain places. You know what I'm saying? Because of how they view us, and not just, I personally believe that it's across the board, man. I know it's the enemy. I know it's Satan, whoever he can get a hold of to use. And, what I'm saying? That's just what I believe personally. But I will say that for me, when my daughter experienced that, for me, it made me a little salty. I'm like, dang, now she got to live with this experience. Because, when you're first introduced to something like that, it creates an atmosphere for you. Like, either you're going to be afraid. Yeah. Or either you're going to be like, you know what, whatever, man, I'm rebelling. You know what I'm saying? So
how did she deal with it, though?
Bro, when she came back, I could tell that as a child, she was shook up. Okay. She was shook up because this is something that was new. Like, I know she see it on social media. Like, no question, bro. Like, there's no way to get away from these things no more. News is 24/7 now on social media. So I know she's seen these things, but it was shocking to me that she handled it in such a way where she was like, you know what, I know that this is the situation, I just can't understand why. That was like trying to explain to her, you know what I'm saying? Because we got to be honest. Like,
what did you tell her? I'm interested.
Like, why?
Because she was just shopping.
Yes, bro.
So what do you tell your daughter?
This is the thing. We had to be honest. We had to tell her, like, this is the reality, that we live in. I mean, it's sad that you can't be black with pink hair, go shopping and buy $400, $500 worth of clothes, and then not perceive you as doing something wrong. That's sad. Like, we was telling her that, like, this is sad, and she was at the place where she's like, I just don't understand, because that's something Martin Luther King said. He was like, when he grew up, he's like, I had white friends, but then he said, one day I didn't see him no more. And he said, my mom had to explain to me the reason why. He said, I don't get that. You know what I'm saying? It's like, as a kid, you're not like, you're not really, you know what I'm saying? Like, why? You can tell them why, but it's still like, but I don't understand. You know what I mean? It's like the experience is what gives them confirmation. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, so yeah, that's what we told her. And so, we try to go through and get some lawyers, and because it was really racial profile, straight out, no question, the way it all played out.
Now, did she pay for the stuff?
Yeah, she had the money, everything, bro.
Okay, so, and then she walked outside.
Yeah, after that, but they still were there before she purchased it. So they were still outside.
So why would she be stealing something that's in the cart? It's in the cart,
bro. That's what I'm saying. And her introduction to that atmosphere, and it's like, because she was like, I'm not going back to that store again. It just ruined the whole experience. You know what I'm saying? Like, and for me, that's why I was kind of like shook up. I'm like, my daughter just experienced something like this. Like, it was high profile racism, straight out, because the people she said were following her were white. So, I mean, but yeah, that's something that, and I want to ask this question. So, how, as a father, and this is something that, I think that is healthy to talk about, but how, as a father, do you think, how are you going to explain this to your kids? Are you going to explain it to them like head on, or just as something comes, and then help them walk through it?
It's a good question, man. My boys were in the car with me not too long ago and saw some cops, police officers driving by. They were like, oh, those are cops. They're going to kill us. Like, literally said that.
You see how social media, or how our society, that's our society. You
Yeah,
know what
and
I mean?
I had to immediately say, sons, no. Are we doing anything wrong? And I was like, listen, cops, and it's hard to, it's
good,
so
bro.
hard to.
Man, speak that, bro. Speak that thought, though. That was big,
because,
bro. Hey.
I mean, you at one point you want to say, cops don't kill us. Cops don't want to kill us.
It's hard,
but
bro.
then when they're showing us, I'm like, well, So all I can do, man, honestly, after I had the conversation, say, hey, no, they're here to protect us. Even that sounds bad, right?
Yeah.
Because a lot of times what we're shown is that they're not protecting us.
Yeah.
That
You see
they're
what I'm saying?
against us, and they're. But I was like, guys, they're here to protect us. And
And you know what I'm hearing in my heart? And, you know, some people might think different about it. That's cool. But it's the truth. It's the truth. But I'm hearing in my heart how we have the stigma towards that is the same way they have the stigma towards us when it comes to their perception of us. I think because I agree with you. Like when I was talking to my sons, when I was talking to my sons about this same issue, because I talked to them about the George Floyd deal. And I'm feeling that right now, bro. But Lord have mercy. Oh, Lord, give me strength. But my God, boy, Father, give me strength. But so I talked to them about that. You know what I'm saying? I even talked to my daughter about it. I know it's old, but it's new. I mean, it's still here. You know, there's no getting old of that. It's the, you know. So I talked to my daughter and my sons about it. You know, and you know, so I agree with you, bro. It's like they're here to protect us, but what we see is different from, you know, and as a father, you know, explaining that to my sons, you know, giving them truth, but at the same time, hope. It's kind of like, you know, without a shadow of a doubt, at any given moment, something could happen, you know, if it happened to George Floyd, right? So it's kind of like, you know, we give them truth, but then we have to give them hope. Like, yeah, they are here to serve and protect, you know what I'm saying? And then, you know, but like, Daddy, what do I watch out for? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, so all of these things is like, you know, it's very important. You know, black men that are listening, is necessary, you know, to have these conversations and be honest and true with the reality of it. You know, and I think that is what is the missing link from a lot of stuff, you know, because I think, like, how is it that we have young males that, you know, I wouldn't say defy authority, but don't understand how to be wise with authority? Not saying that you are compliant to an evil, but what you are doing is you are using wisdom, you're using good to overcome evil. So if a police officer is coming at you evil, use good to overcome it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think that is a good way to do it. And they be like, Isaiah, what do you mean use good to overcome it? Like, you know, like you said you did, that was so dope. It just gave me chills up my spine. You said, you know what? Yeah, here you go, officer. Was there anything I did wrong? You know what I'm saying? That's wisdom. You know, you're compliant, but at the same time, you have the freedom of speech.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
You know what I'm saying? That's big, bro. That's big. I got to give you some on that, because that's wisdom.
Have a seat.
You know
Sit down.
Hey, but that's wisdom, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's good. So, I mean, but as a father, though, like, you know, that is what it is. It's and it's challenging because, like you said, the facts are facts. You know what I'm saying? And but you know, at the same thing my kids say at times. You know, they're like, Daddy, you know, police are, my youngest son used to say this all the time. Every time he heard sirens, he would be like, the police is coming to get us. Every time he heard sirens. But I think that's what we see. And I think that this is just hold on, I'm gonna say this, I'm gonna pass the rock. It's a stigma. I think if we see more, because when I was in the hood, bro, I promise you, what I seen was this, but I know that they were there for a different reason now, being older. They used to come to the hood and pass out baseball cards. But now, having a little bit more wisdom, were they there just for that? You get what I'm saying? So I'm like, yo, you know what I'm saying? With that being said, but my son, though, at the time, bro, he's about 6, 7, and 8, saying this, the police is coming to get us. Whew.
Let me say this, and those that are going to watch this, let's do this. Let's play a game. Okay. There is no social media at all. No cell phones, no television, nobody feeding you anything. Let's take ourselves out of social media. Okay. I want you to ask yourself, let's say that you live in Kansas City, Missouri. Okay. If nobody told you that cops did this and that black people did this, and you had no point of reference to gauge upon what it is, and you just saw things for the way that it is. My question to you, Isaiah, is how would you perceive police?
Woo. You know, I would honestly, hands down, I would perceive them, you know what I'm saying, as someone that was there based on what's written on the side of their vehicle. They're there to serve. They're there to protect.
And nothing that you've seen with your own eyes, not on a cell phone, not on a television, but there's nothing that can contradict that based upon what you've seen in your own reality.
I would say that they're there to protect. They're there to serve. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they're there to do those things, you know. And I always think that, like, if, like you said, like, you know, what would that be? You know, like, would they, you know what I'm saying? Like, as a, you know, looking out, not having these type of images imprinted in our minds. You know what I'm saying? Having that understanding of, like, this could happen. You know, because social media, I think it tainted a lot.
I'm going to ask you another question.
Even the industry with rappers, it tainted our image.
Let me ask you another
on
question.
both hands. You know what I mean?
Let me ask you another question, Isaiah. You have no social media. You have no television. How do you perceive your brothers and sisters, African Americans? How do you perceive them?
Man,
tell the truth.
Hey, I
would
would
tell the truth.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Most definitely. Hey,
Tell
I would most definitely perceive them as, like, as brothers, man, as family, and even white people, man. Like, I promise you.
We're gonna move to white people, but I want to know. And
I will perceive them
what
like that.
street you grow up on?
As a 54th in Jackson, but only for a couple years, and then we moved to 68th and Chestnut. From there, we went to, like, 72nd and Olive.
Okay, so you was
in the inner city.
You was in the city.
In the hood, bro. In the hood. In the trenches, taking grenades.
So I'm saying is, based upon, let's say you had no social media, no outside influences, based upon where you went to school, based upon the jobs that you work with African Americans, you perceive them as, there's nothing that you would say, I don't really like about them or us, or it'd just be like, oh, these are my brothers and sisters.
Yeah, most definitely. I would perceive them as brothers and sisters. And I think that another thing, I would have to get to interact with them, get to know them. And I think that is where the stigma lies. Getting to know a person for who they are. I think that is what creates a whole lot of different things without an understanding.
Okay, let me ask you a question. How would you perceive white people?
Man, I would perceive them as, you know, I would perceive them, now you're getting somewhere. Now you're really picking my mind. I would perceive them as intelligent. I would perceive them as friends. I would perceive them as someone who is family oriented. I will perceive them as, you know what I'm saying, someone who busy, you know, constantly busy. And also as nice and friends.
Okay,
can I go back on black people now?
Yeah. Now you about to be real.
You sparked my mind.
Okay. So.
Now I will perceive brothers as intelligent, very intelligent, knowing how to be able to work and not work, but because we know how to use our minds. I will perceive us as family man, family orientated, and I will also perceive us as you know, really, honestly, I would say this. I would also perceive us as I think that's pretty much all I could really say. Because I really haven't looked at black people in the way that you're asking that question right now. That's a really good question, bro.
Okay, so
that's a really good question.
I'm gonna pick your brain for a second. I'm pick your brain for a second. Okay,
that's a good question.
Now, again, no outside influence, no social media, no television. You're just seeing things for the way it is. Okay. So you say you stayed on 68th. Okay?
68, yeah.
Let's move a little bit further north. Okay. Let's go to the 40s or 30s.
Wow.
Moving towards Independence Avenue. When you go down the streets, you're seeing what?
Man, boy, I'm seeing more and more abandoned buildings.
Okay, abandoned buildings. What else?
I'm seeing, you know, more and more people walking and you know what I'm saying?
Okay. What else?
Liquor stores.
What else?
And, you know, I'm seeing a whole lot of course, you know, even now, like thinking more about this, our metro system, our buses and stuff like that.
Okay.
I'm seeing, you know what I'm saying? And I'm knowing that there's higher prices in the inner cities for some reason.
Yeah.
In our stores.
Yeah.
You know, I'm seeing, bro, honestly, man, I'm seeing women walking.
Prostitution.
Yep.
What else?
And also women walking with just children without no
children?
man.
No man. Okay. What else?
I'm seeing, man, filth, trash thrown out, bro. Trash thrown all over the place.
Okay.
Wow. You know, yeah, just a different type of environment that, I mean, we can live there, but it's not taken care of.
So now I'm gonna ask you a question. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You told me that if you had no outside influence,
Mm-hmm.
no,
and I wasn't even thinking about outside influence and answering those questions.
right.
Yeah.
But you're just seeing for the things for what you have seen. You said, I see abandoned buildings.
Mm-hmm.
I see people without vehicles. I see bus systems. I see liquor stores. I see women walking with their kids with no man presence.
Mm-hmm.
I see trash. I see poverty. I see abandoned. This is what I see now.
Yeah.
Based upon what you saw,
Mm-hmm.
you have no outside influence.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say now you go over to Leawood, Lenexa, Overland Park. What are you now perceiving with the white people?
Now, I'm seeing stadiums, or should I say parks that are being used, right? I'm seeing people on bikes, people out exercising. I'm seeing, you know what I'm saying, beautiful lawns. It's like it's just beautiful out there. I mean, it's like, you know what I'm saying, something that you would strive to say, like, one day I want to live here.
Okay. So, what else?
I'm seeing, like I said, like, I'm also seeing, like, a lot of facilities full, like, when it's any type of, not entertainment, but, what do you call them? Recreational centers. Those are full, like, you know, and they're really up to date and look good. Okay. Like, modern. They look good. Like, they just built them just yesterday. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'm seeing really a whole lot of schools. The schools are actually maintenance and taken care of a lot too. But I'm seeing, like, if we was to sum that up, I'm seeing more maintenance. I wouldn't say even maintenance. Mm-hmm. No, that's not the right word. I'm seeing more things that are built. that are that it just seems newer. You know what I'm saying? It just seems newer. It's like everything is new. Like for real, no question, bro.
Okay. So now Isaiah.
Mm-hmm.
No outside influence. What Isaiah just said is that if he could just see things for what he sees, nobody else made him think a certain way or persuaded him to think this is the way he thinks. Yeah. He said, in my community, I see abandoned buildings, but I go over to the white neighborhoods, I see nice buildings. Yeah. I see trash. I see poverty. I see people walking over here, but I go over here, I see lawns taken care of. I see recreation. I see things that are more stable. Over here, I'm seeing no families. Over here, I'm seeing probably dads playing ball with their kids or more family oriented. Mm-hmm. All right. So my question to you is, wow. All right. So based upon Isaiah is one person. He's gone over here. He's gone over here. Yeah. Now, as a human being, if I go over here where the white folks are at, and I see it's cleaner, it's taken care of, it's the schools are nicer than ours.
Everything's
their
more
facility
functionable.
is better than ours. I know you used to play sports, right?
Yeah.
When you went, like you told me, your daughter, she went over to the other school and it had nice stuff. Yeah. And then you go back to your school and you got broken down stuff. Yeah. You got broken down buildings. Yeah. Are you telling me that there's nothing that you see that could make you think, well, what's wrong with us?
Yeah. Now that's the thing, you know, and that right there is the reality. You know what I'm saying? That is why I was like so shocked for my daughter when she was in that situation, because now, you know, that is going to live with her. You know, that experience, man, can create, it creates a lot for you. It can, like I said, it can cause you to get into a place where you're fearful and rebel. And the same is true with what we're discussing here, talking about the differences in our neighborhoods. You know, having that perception and looking like, wow, like, you know, there is something that's going on here without social media, without any posts, because a lot of that we actually name over in those places is rarely on social media. But if you go there, like you see how beautiful it is. I promise you, bro. Like it's ridiculous, crazy, and that goes back to our roots, because like even back in the time, man. Like I said, like to perceive, and what I see is intelligent, man. Like our culture, bro. We are some of the most intelligent, gifted people on the face of the earth. But the issue is that I personally believe that we are undereducated when it deals with how to apply it. Because back in the day, they would get laws passed to make what's wrong right.
Yeah.
That's crazy, bro.
Here, but I'm trying to make a point here, Isaiah. Okay, and the point is this: based upon what you saw over in the hood,
Yeah.
based upon what you saw over Leewood, where do you want to live?
Straight out, like, you know what I'm saying, Leewood, no
Why?
question.
Why?
It looks-
Why leave your brothers and sisters?
Why leave? Well, I'm not thinking of it as leaving my brothers and sisters. I'm thinking of it like, you know what I'm saying, I want to live in nice conditions. You know what I'm saying? Like, that would be the only thing that, you know, it wouldn't be like, yo, I'm getting out of the hood, I'm moving, I'm coming up. It's just, I like to live nice. You know, I want clean environment. You know what I'm saying? I want, you know what I'm saying, to see beautiful things.
So you said I want a clean environment.
Yeah.
So in order to have a clean environment, then you have to move out of where?
Well, we got to move from you know, where it's dirty.
Okay. So the question is, why is it dirty there?
Man, I think, truth be told, man, the honest part of it is that, you know what, I don't think that we take care of it. I think when the liquor and drugs come in, it makes us lazy, and we don't want to really work for what we have. I think that that's a big thing. You
Okay,
know?
so when
and I can only speak personally for me. When I was drinking and smoking, it just made me lazy. I just wanted to just get high and drink. I didn't want to work or do nothing.
Okay. Now, let's just say this, and it's gonna make some people mad. You have a choice to be a product of your environment, or create your own environment.
Wow.
Okay.
Man.
Now, I know this because there are black people who actually, African Americans, that leave the ghetto, that leave the inner city school systems and go to college and get a degree and move their kids out of the hood into a nice environment.
Neighborhood.
It happens.
Yeah.
So the question is, what was the difference between the person who came out of the hood and graduated with a bachelor's and a master's degree and has a good job? What's the difference between the person who didn't graduate high school and now is running the streets?
The difference, I think, I think there's a lot of things that can come into play. I think one reason, like you said, man, and this is going to stick with me, you had somebody that was there reminding you, like, hold up, this is first. I think it starts, honestly, with the head. I think it starts with the father in the home.
Okay.
I mean, straight out. Now, a child is going to make their decisions, but I think it really, without that man there, without that, you know, that solid man that's at the house, I think that is the determining factor for some. But I think another portion of them, or of us, I should say, but another portion of us, I think it deals with daddy's not there and I got to show him. You know what I'm saying? And that becomes the motivation factor, which I'll say this is what I always tell my daughter. Once that is no longer motivation, what's going to push you? If you out in the streets to get the bag, you get the bag, then where and what is going to be your motivation to stay sustained? You know, I think we have to not strive, you know what I'm saying, to obtain something for somebody or for to get revenge. We should do what we do because we're called to it and we're passionate about it. I think that that's what. So the difference between those two, bro, it could either be passion, it could be revenge, or it could just be a dad that was there pushing him.
What do you say
go
to the
get that
single
college.
mothers who did it by themselves, who raised a college student in the hood?
To the single mothers, I think, for me, like I know some of the most strongest. Every woman in my family, man, is some of the most strongest women. I don't know how they bear what they bear, bro. Like, women are very strong, and maybe it's our roots coming from slavery and having to deal with that, see different things, and go through rape and incest and all of this stuff. I would most definitely say that I think, first and foremost, God created them to be resilient, to be awesome, to be incredible. You know what I'm saying? They do have something that is powerful that God saw and he created. He did it. He did his job. But I think women just instinctively are some of the most strongest people on the face of the earth, man. They're brilliant, which is why they're always undermined, though, I think, as well, too.
I'm currently looking for a strong black woman in my life.
Uh-oh. All right. He said,
Put it on. Turn it up. Turn it up. All single ladies.
Put your hands up. Hey, you know what I'm saying? But, bro, yeah, man. Truth be told, man, I think that's what it is, man. Because even for me, bro, like, I wasn't taught that school was important. You know what I'm saying? It's like, follow your passions, or not even follow your passions, but like, if you leave a child without direction, they're going to find direction somewhere. You know what I'm saying? And I think the greatest influence in the black community is the streets. I think the greatest influence in the what do you call it? The white communities is community, neighborhood, get-togethers. You know what I'm saying? You can. I've gone to establishments, and this is not against any of my white friends or anything like that, but I've gone there where they're there to be there, but they're not there. If that makes sense. Okay. But I've gone to some of our establishments, and we're there, and there's genuine connection. And I think that's kind of like, it's weird, bro. It's weird. So, but that's just a perception that I believe that I received just being in those environments. But at the end of the day, truth be told, bro, I think that it's just, I think for us, man, we have to get to a place, man, where, you know what I'm saying, we're not afraid, man, to move forward. For me personally, I'm learning to stand up to different people. Like, even for me, bro, like, and I'll say this as we draw closer to the end of this. But for me, bro, I was so afraid to look anybody in the eye. I would never do it. Reason being, bro, because my dad, we never had conversations where we looked at each other in the eyes. Now, I'm not saying my dad's a bad man or there was something wrong at all, but it's what I was taught.
Was there something? Do you know why?
I don't. I honestly don't, bro. I think, and my whole childhood, it affected me. Even now, I'm still getting out of the habit of, looking this way as I'm talking to somebody.
Really?
I promise, bro. But you know what God did? He gave me kids.
Okay.
So my kids forced me to do that. You know what I'm saying? So God's just dope, man. Like, that's all I can say. But but that's what I'm saying. Like, so I think what we have to do, I always like to use myself as an example, bro, because I got so many crazy struggles. And that's one of my greatest struggles. And you know what I'm saying? And if somebody might be like, yeah, man, it's, like, yo, cast down fear. But God just says, I haven't given you a spirit of fear. I don't mean you're not gonna be afraid. You know what I mean? Like, you gonna feel some fear.
I think y'all, we should help Isaiah get over this fear. Isaiah, stare at me right now.
Yo, listen, Booker T's 4 feet 2 inches, man.
Bro, I can stand up right now. I'll stand up right now. I'm actually standing up right now.
He's silly, bro.
I'm standing right now.
Oh my God, man.
We're gonna edit this part out, man.
He said, oh man.
No, seriously, I want to vent for a second.
Yeah. Go ahead, bro.
Can I vent?
Yeah, for
over
sure.
this height thing, man.
Yeah, bro.
Is your wife shorter than you?
She is.
Of course she is. She can't be a giant.
Bro, she's your height.
Is she?
Yeah. So
well, that's a blessing, man, because I can't find. Listen, when I was growing up, when I was younger, a height wasn't a thing. Like, it didn't stop me from dating.
Oh man.
But now the older I get, these women, I want the 6'1" dude. Like we couldn't be friends outside of this place, man. You know what I'm saying? We can't be. We would never double date. You know what I'm saying? Because I go have you over here walking up, looking all taller than everybody. Like, hey, I think we should double date with Isaiah and his wife. I don't think so. I think they busy. but I'm just saying, like, you know, but God makes you the way He makes you, man. And He knows what you need, man. And
you're right,
it's
bro.
all good. I just need somebody that's 5'2".
He said,
You know what I'm saying?
What if your wife, bro? Would you accept a woman that's like 6'2"? You know what I'm saying? And I mean, and if she's fully for you, you know what I'm saying? Like fully dedicated.
Does she have to be 6'2"? Can she like 5'9"?
What if she is 6'2"? If she's 6'2", would you rock
No,
with her?
I'm not
He
kidding.
said, hey, you know what I'm saying? Hey, you know what I'm saying? You never know, bro.
Every woman has this thing. Every in a relationship, there's always this thing called Mad Day.
Yeah. Oh, man.
And
I
I'm
know
gonna have
about
you
Mad
getting mad
Day.
at me, looking
know
down
that.
at me like I told you to take out the trash. I'm like, listen,
Bro,
no,
man.
I ain't doing that.
Hey, listen, I'm gonna tell you. I know about Mad Day, boy. I know. Well, what about Mad Weeks? Have you heard of Mad Weeks?
Oh, boy. Man, look, I'm divorced, man, so I know about Mad Years.
Oh, okay,
decades.
okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Oh man, boy. Wow,
I
man.
hope your wife ain't watching this, man. You know,
Yeah, nah, cause y'all, I know my wife. Yeah,
she'll be doghouse.
Yeah, most definitely, bro. Like, man, boy. But yeah, man, I think that's the thing, man. Like, you know, like as we, like I think our transparency though, man, is what really is important too, man. Like even with our, you know, with this our whole topic, man, Black stigma. You know, that's important. You know, it's good to be transparent. It's good, you know, well, not good. It's great too. It's important to be transparent because that transparency is how people can see through. You know what I'm saying? To be able to diagnose even the truths. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When you cover the truths, it's hard to diagnose. I think that, you know, so parents, you know, those that are listening, I think that it's so important, you know, to talk with your kids about it. Have you talked to your kids about pornography or anything like that, or those hard topics?
I have not yet, man.
I
Well,
haven't
my
talked to my
kids are
sons.
6 and 8. I
Oh,
mean,
okay.
But so I mean, it's getting to that time.
Yeah.
But I'm just glad that they like women.
I praise God.
Like,
Praise God.
Let's just put
Praise
that out
God.
there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Bro, and listen, those that are watching, please, I'm not mad at people or I love people, but I have to ask this question. Bro, what do you think about little Nas, bro? Now I know we love him as a person, but just so far as the reach that he has and being on social media, bro. I looked at his video the other day. It's climbing at about like 160 million views for that Satan video that he danced with Satan.
I didn't know he had a video like that.
Bro.
He's dancing with Satan.
Mm-hmm. Lap dancing on him.
Really?
It's crazy, bro. Like, and I watched it, the whole video, and it is enticing.
What do you mean enticing?
It's enticing to the point to where if a person that struggled with their identity saying like, is it okay to do this?
Oh, okay.
Bro, I can see the you know, and the reason I asked that question is because, man, like you said, like I had to talk to my sons about this, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, so I mean, it's a lot of heavy stuff going on, man. But you know what? This is what I'll say as we draw to the end. The things that we run away from and that we try to keep ourselves from and our kids from, it only makes us more afraid. But when you see it for what it is, you're like, wow, okay, I know how to deal with this, you know, because, you know, yeah, man. But yeah,
I'm gonna tell you what I do.
what's that?
Like it or not, I tell my kids that's nasty.
Yeah.
Yeah, anytime like they might see 2 men kissing, I make sure I say that's nasty, sons. That's not the way it's supposed to be.
Wow.
I don't let things like that just happen and you just like, oh.
Don't say nothing about it.
No, you got to make sure that your children know that's wrong.
That's
That's
good.
nasty. Turn it off.
That's good, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to be serious about it because the enemy is trying to destroy the black male
Yeah, bro.
in any way he can. He's trying to listen. Don't drop your kids off at anywhere. Watch how men deal with your kids.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm divorced now, so I know my ex-wife is gonna get with a man.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying, at some point, and I'm already prepared to go over there and
Make
look him
sure.
in his eye and be like, bro, listen, if you want to live, all right.
Yeah, make sure
You-
you watch out. You know what I mean?
You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't play games in this
can't, bro.
time. You know what I'm saying? You got to be serious about it. Let your kids know.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, and if somebody's watching this or will watch this that's homosexual, do your thing. Just don't come around me and my kids.
Yeah, bro.
I had a dude hit me up on Facebook talking about he wanted me. I always have gay people hit on me.
Seriously?
Yeah, all
Like
the time.
what? Ask you for
Yeah.
your number?
Yeah, like just hit on me because first of all, I'm a musician. All right,
Oh,
I'm in
yeah.
church. I'm a preacher, and I asked one dude that I thought was kind of effeminate, but he was married. Like, kind of had some issue, some
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
thoughts. I said, bro, like, why do I keep getting hit on by gay men? Like, do I give off a gaydar? I mean, like, there's something about me. He says no. If a man, if the dude was gay, wanted a female, he'd go get a female. So these gay people who walk around feminine, they're not attracted to that. They want a man.
Wow.
So
and
if
they're
you
so much more over the top than women. It's just so weird.
over, like, you're acting more femalish
Yeah.
than they act.
It's like more like dude, like this is over the top. Like, yeah.
I don't play games,
Wow.
man. I don't listen. If you come on to me like that, I'm very stern and I'm sometimes rude because a lot of gay people, what I notice is they can't interact with you without it being sexual.
Wow.
They can't just be, and if you smile at them and you act, in my opinion, in my experience, if you just act nice to them, like, smile at them, this and that, they take it as, oh, he might be interested.
Wow.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
crazy, man. That's a, and thinking about that, man, more and more now in our society, I'm seeing it more in everything, bro.
Everything.
That it is, bro, it is in every show, every movie, every commercial, every ad. Like, it is everywhere now, bro.
So what do you think's gonna happen when we're grandfathers? What do you think this world is gonna be in,
Bro.
like when we are grandfathers, man?
It's gonna get worse and worse, bro. I was just talking to my wife about this, man. That it's crazy, bro, that they're passing laws on things that are wrong and they're making it right. Like, ain't no telling what society our kids is gonna be in and what law they gonna pass next. Ain't no telling what law they gonna pass next. Like, think about it. They have passed so many laws, all for the sake of peace. You know what I'm saying?
Everybody has rights, and gay rights is stronger than our rights, civil rights.
Now, see, the crazy part is Jesus is the Prince of Peace, but Jesus never made it okay for things that are against God to let us know that there is peace. So for the sake of peace, we pass laws for community, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, man. And so I would say, like, bro, when we're grandfathers, man, like, bro, it's gonna be a strange world, man. It's gonna be crazy. Like, to the kids that don't have parents that are, speaking to them and letting them know the rights and the wrongs, they're gonna get caught up in it. And it's like our society now is just, it is what it is. Let's just live.
Yeah, but
You know what I mean?
Get this, and then the church is becoming more brainwashed.
It is, bro.
Kanye West has
Bro.
overtaken the whole gospel charts, and it's not even gospel.
You're right, bro.
It's not even gospel, man. Like, in the church, it's just like we're becoming more like the world, and we're afraid to talk against this. And if you are talking against it, then your membership is going to dwindle down.
Yeah, bro.
Bro, the time in the year 2060, bro.
Yeah, it's gonna be wild, man. I mean, there's no question about it. And like you said, I think that's another thing too. The church is getting more. Maybe I'm wrong, and I'll stand to be corrected if I am. But I think that now it's more show than it is truth or real.
Yeah.
I mean, I could be wrong, man.
That's
And, you know,
not
I
wrong.
wrote a song, bro. And in the song, I said, you know, God, maybe I'm the one that's like completely not looking at this right. But I think that I'm seeing more so just the show of it than just the authenticity of, you know what I'm saying, of Christ in it. And so, yeah, bro, I think the more and more we get closer to the end times, I think it's going to draw more and more away from, you know, the truth, man. Like even in the church, man. You know what I mean? And it's sad. Some people might be like, yeah, whatever, Isaiah, but I'm not against the church. I just believe that what Jesus said is real. Like the closer we get to that time, man, it's
The
gonna
last days.
yeah, it's
they
gonna
will
be a lot of
become
crazy
lovers
stuff.
of themselves.
Yeah.
They'll leave the natural affection for woman
Yeah, bro.
and burn in their lust for each other.
Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be heavy. And it's even now. You know what I'm saying? I was just talking to my wife about this upstairs just this morning. I was excited about our conversation tonight. I'm like, you know, just doing the research. I'm like, babe, it's so crazy that, you know, they're just passing all of these laws, bro. Just, yeah, God is against it. Okay, let's pass it. God is against that. Okay, let's pass that. God is against that. Oh, let's pass that. You know what I'm saying? That's pretty much what it looks like. You know what I'm saying? Is God against that? Oh, okay, let's pass it. You know what I'm saying? Let's make it right. Let's make it good for our, so our kids is growing up in a society that says this is right when it's wrong. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. It's heavy. You know, it's heavy.
All you got to do is get majority of people to disagree with you, and you become wrong.
Yep.
If like some of the stuff that we said today, if we had 4 comments of people saying that's wrong, then people would be like, they wouldn't even look at what we said for what we said. They'll be looking at the comments. If they disagree, I disagree.
Yeah.
That's the world we live in, man.
It is, bro. It's sad crazy. Because, like you said, it's becoming more of like whatever someone else says. Like it's all like you said. Like is somebody says something, they like, okay, you know, I'm not going there because of that. And that was my biggest reason of not actually checking out certain things that my kids are around and in their environment, their world. Like it's crazy, bro. Like social media, man. And I heard someone say this, like you tell your kid don't do this, they're gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? So why not be there while that situation is going on so you can explain it to them? You know what I'm saying? Like I asked, as we wrap this up, because we almost 2 hours in, but I asked this question.
How long were you on to doing this?
Hour and 40 minutes.
Oh, Lord Jesus. Okay.
So let's say this as we wrap up. I was talking to somebody about something that, you know, I think that was very important and necessary because I didn't have wisdom and knowledge on. I wanted to know, like, how to be able to do certain things. Like, because to connect with my kids is important. Because, like, having wisdom that God has given me now, I can impart it. But there has to be somewhere where we connect. Yeah. So I was talking to someone, I was asking them questions like, yo, you know, what do you think about listening to certain music around kids? It's like, well, you know, I don't do certain things like that. Some said that I do, some said I don't. And I was like, you know what? I believe that a person God has given them the ability to be able to make the choice that they decide to make, no question. But I think as for me, the reason being is because I understand that my kids are in that space. Yes, I lead, but at the same time, if my kids are listening to something that I disagree with, I have to be there and understand what they're listening to, listen to it so I can be informative without listening to what your kids are listening to. Because your kids are listening to something when the doors are closed. Because we did it. Yeah. Like, you know, no questions. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I asked the question. I said, listen, I want to know why, you know, is it okay to listen to certain things? Because as a gospel artist, right, I listen to no secular music. Okay. But that hurts me in my witness. Because when I'm going to go and speak to children about certain things that they're dealing with, I'm desensitized to it. Why did Christ come in the flesh? So he could feel what we feel.
That's a whole nother topic right there.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying, like, you know.
That is a big topic right there.
He wanted to feel what he felt, but that's why I'm saying, like, that's why I made the decision. I was like, you know what? I need to listen to certain things so that, and also asking God for wisdom, Lord, protect me, cover me. You know what I'm saying? If there's something I'm doing that's not right, Lord, please lead me from it. But, you know.
Some people might disagree with that comment.
I believe they will, bro.
And
Cause they gonna be like, you the worship leader and you listening to Drake. I listened to Drake's whole new album. And yeah, and 5 of the tracks he was talking about some good stuff, but the rest of it was trash. No question. Now he was cussing and profanity there, but come on, like we watch TV shows with that. You know what I'm saying? It's like we make a, you know.
Man, that's a whole nother.
So
topic,
we can talk
bro.
about that, like, you know what I'm saying, like another time.
But, as we leave this 2-hour segment, I want to do something real quick.
Yeah.
Y'all see I'm taller than Isaiah right now?
Y'all see
that?
He out the chain, bro.
How's that feel, Isaiah?
Yo.
How's that feel?
Bro, hold on. Nah, like, we the same height, bro.
Whatever, dude.
Oh, man.
Oh, man. You about messed up my whole dating career. All those ladies said, oh, I like him. Like, wait, 4'3"?
Oh, man.
He just messed up my whole...
But he's in the gym, ladies. If y'all listening, he's in the gym. He's in the gym, like, off the chain. So, you know what I'm saying? He's most definitely, hey, he getting it in. Praise God, man. Man, but yeah, what was you gonna say though, bro?
Nah, man, I really appreciate these talks, man, and hopefully this sparked maybe a conversation for somebody else to have in their own private time, man. So
yeah, man.
Like, comment, share it, man.
Yes.
And look forward to the next time you invite me out here, man.
Yeah, most definitely. We're going to be doing a part 3, man. It's crazy. Like, we get topics all the time. Now, the next one we can talk about, like, you know, music and, like, you know, just, like, fatherhood. Like, we got a lot of good stuff we've been talking about. So, yeah, man, I'm excited, man. So, listen, y'all, man, thank you guys for tuning in. Listen, if you're on my YouTube channel right now, I want to encourage you guys to hit the subscribe key and the notification bell. Man, I do stuff here like this all the time. Video gaming, sit-down talks with Zaya. Here on the Most Definitely Show, I do these things as well. I got music on there, videos on there. I mean, pretty much everything's on there, man. But it's all in there to uplift, to encourage, to inspire, and, you know, give hope. So I encourage you guys to hit the subscribe key and the notification bell. Listen, hit the notification bell. You know what I'm saying? And that'll be a blessing. Hey, you know what I'm saying? Hold on, like Booker T, please be seated. Please be seated. Hey, but nah, like, seriously, hit that notification bell and appreciate that. And hit the share as well. And if you're watching on Facebook, I encourage you to share this. You know what I'm saying, as well, with somebody, man. It most definitely will be encouraging and helpful for somebody. So, yeah. All right, man.
Let me get my 4'3" self out of here.
All right, man. Well, we'll holler at y'all, man. Thank you guys for tuning in, man. And one last thing before I go. You all